Welcome to Keep Trucking Personal, where we invite you to explore the heart and soul of our company, Kivi Brothers Trucking. Through engaging storytelling, insightful market updates, and vibrant energy, our podcast reflects our culture, values, and achievements. Whether you're a team member or industry enthusiast, join us to build connections, foster growth, and inspire excellence. Discover why we're more than just a company. We're a community, a catalyst for positive change, and a home for those aspiring to be part of something extraordinary. The pre-trip is complete and engines ready. We're set to hit the road on the Keep Trucking Personal podcast. Let's go.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Keep Trucking Personal. I'm really excited to dive into today's episode because it hits on something that's been on my mind a lot lately, and that's purpose. Since launching our mentorship program, I've seen something I honestly did not expect, and that's engagement, connection, pride, and this overwhelming sense of I'm part of something bigger. And we can talk about miles, and we talk about loads, and safety, and pay, and equipment, but what about the why behind it all? Today's episode is all about rediscovering your purpose, not just the job, not just the paycheck, but the reason you get behind the wheel and make this country move. When we kicked off the mentorship program, I figured we'd see some helpful training, maybe some relationships built here and there. What I didn't expect was the fire that it lit. We have had drivers stepping up and saying, I've been wanting something like this. Others saying this gives me a reason to pass on what I've learned. And it showed me that deep down, each one of us wants a purpose greater than ourselves. We want to belong. We want to contribute. We want to know what we're doing matters. And helping someone or being the person you needed early in your career, that's powerful. That's what builds a legacy. And if you're listening right now, think back. Who got you into trucking? For me, it was my dad. It was my uncles, my grandpa. A lot of people in my family inspired me to get into trucking. But for you, was it that parent, or was it a buddy who let you ride along one summer? Or maybe it was a stranger who showed you the ropes when no one else would. Most of us didn't just fall into trucking. Someone showed us, someone believed in us, someone gave us purpose when we were green and uncertain. Now maybe it's your turn. Are you ready to be that person for someone else? Are you ready to carry the torch? And it's not just a feel-good story, guys. There's real science behind this. In fact, studies show that those who help others have lower rates of depression, higher self-esteem, and live longer. And that's from Harvard. So I put a lot of stake into that. And helping others releases oxytocin. That's the feel-good hormone that increases bonding and reduces stress. In mentorship specifically, there's more research that shows people who mentor are 6 times more likely to be promoted, and 94% of mentees say it helps them stay longer in a role. So yeah, helping someone else helps you. It improves mental health, career satisfaction, and your sense of identity. How important is that? And so it's super easy to get caught up in this turn of rates and brokers and repairs, breakdowns, hurry up and wait. And when we do, we start missing the moments that remind us why we do this. And there's plenty of stories of someone helping a driver secure a load better, coaching someone through a DOT inspection, or just being the guy who checks in when they're having a rough stretch. That's the glue that makes this industry work. That's the heartbeat. It's the heartbeat of this industry. It's the heartbeat of trucking. It's more than just a paycheck. It's a purpose. And it really has kicked off with our mentorship program. I can't tell you how much I needed to hear that because, this podcast is all about building a better trucking industry, a better truck driver, and really anything encompassing this industry. And seeing drivers be able to say, hey, I'm comfortable where I'm at in flatbed, but how do I elevate myself? This is another opportunity to give you something bigger than just your job of driving. And we're seeing all kinds of good things come from this. The feedback that we're getting from the mentors is amazing. And it's molded the conversations that we have daily from where just we used to talk about, like I said, the brokers, the breakdowns, the hurry up and wait, the next shipment, where's my pre-plan. And now we're talking about, how's driver A, B, and C, and how are they doing and what can we help them with? And it really is giving me a purpose. And that's my calling, is to say, are you showing up with purpose every day? I know now this has inspired me. Do you know someone who could use a mentor, right? Are you someone that's got a lot of knowledge and really willing to help somebody? Or maybe you're on the opposite side of this coin. Are you somebody newer to this industry and maybe you don't feel like you have a connection? We know that happens. This industry has a lot of isolation. So if you need somebody to check in on you, or maybe somebody where you can ask questions that you're not having to ask an office staff employee, because we all know that there is a difference between talking to a fellow driver who's out on the road behind the wheel or talking to somebody in the office. Many people can relate to what you're doing or the situation you're in, but there's still nothing like the real conversations that happen driver to driver. And so if you are one that wants a mentor, or if you want to be a mentee, reach out. It doesn't matter what company you work for. For us, it's something we're going to build on. That's one of our targets for the rest of the year, is to expand on this program. It's going to light like a fire, I believe, and it's going to be our game changer from here on out. And that's going to be our focus, is kind of that see one, do one, teach one. That's kind of like a process in the medical field, but it really applies here. And you can be a part of that. You can see somebody mentor, you can be the mentee, and you can do it for someone else and make a change. And it's okay to admit it when we need help, right? If you're on that mentee side, it's okay. It's good news. It's what we're building here, is a place where drivers look out for each other, because trucking is a hard industry and it's a lot harder alone. I think I'm doubling down on this. Just in the last week, the feedback has really, really brought light to this situation and how much connection drivers need. We often dwell on what's not going right. Slow week, the weather, wait times, disrespect. What if we shifted the lens? What if we said, I have a chance today to be someone's lifeline? Think about it. What if you could say that? What if you had a chance to be someone's motivation, someone's reminder that this job has purpose? And gratitude changes the way we see our work. For me, it's impactful. It reminds us that the hard moments are shaping us, they're molding us, and the good moments are fuel for the future. So just like as the Bible verse says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Let's keep sharpening each other. Let's keep trucking personal, and let's show up with purpose. Before I wrap up today's message on purpose, I want to talk about something that's costing drivers real money, and it's something that can be completely avoided. Let's talk about the 34-hour restart. More specifically, taking your restart midweek. And I'm going to call midweek between Monday and Saturday. So here's the truth. If you're shutting down for a 34-hour reset during the week, you're limiting your earning potential. You're stepping off the field in the middle of the game. And I say this with respect and understanding. Sometimes it feels like we need a break, but more often it's just a routine that's formed and we haven't looked at the cost. So let's break it down. Every day your truck isn't rolling, you're leaving 500 to 600 miles on the table. If you take a midweek restart, you're giving up anywhere between $300 and $400 in pay every time. Multiply that by 3 to 4 times a quarter. That's thousands of dollars you've lost over the year, over the quarter. You're just looking at it. So why are there 34-hour restarts? Well, we always need to reset our hours, but I want to maximize using the full 70 and also understanding recap. There are situations where you will truck over the weekend and you'll roll into a midweek where you could reset, but we have to start looking at the situation. And when your average length of haul, depending on where you are, could be 700 miles. If you do a reset midweek and then you hope that you get a long enough trip for the weekend to keep you rolling Saturday and Sunday of full days, is becoming a smaller chance. So what happens? You do your midweek 34, and then it becomes where you get on site Saturday, and then you're sitting Sunday again, and you're doing another 34. It starts to add up. So we have to focus on production and staying busy Monday through Saturday. That's the prime time. That's the optimal window where the drivers that utilize that spot make the most money. If you find yourself doing a midweek 34, and it will happen when it does happen, and you have a big old goose egg, 0 hours left, that's something to celebrate. But if you have 10 hours, you have 12 hours, you have 15 hours, and you're considering resetting your hours due to just you're getting low, that's not enough justification, because a lot of times there's a recap that comes back into play, and you can finish out the week, continue working every single day up until Saturday night, and get that reset so you're ready for Sunday night or Monday morning early. So it's a big opportunity. It's a big focus that we are looking at. because, let's be honest, sometimes we may be passive in operations and say, hey, yeah, okay, no problem, do your reset. Because in the moment, that's easy. That's the easy response. So we're pushing back on that internally before it even comes to the driver. And we're trying to make sure that we say, hey, yes, this could be done, but we want to make sure that we take care of you and we give you the opportunity to earn the pay that you deserve, because the midweek restart can put a wrinkle in that. And most of the time, if we go back and reassess, and I bet you right now, if you're listening to this, you could probably look at a time where you did one midweek and you ended up doing another one on Sunday again. You understand what I'm talking about. We need to dig into those hours of service. If you have any questions, use your resources. Use anyone in safety. Use your pod. Use anyone in operations. We will be more than happy to go through your hours with you and consider all avenues before we call it and just do a 34. So aim for restarts on the weekends. Communicate early if you're running out of hours so we can start to look into it and consider what we can do. We want to maximize that. Using your full 70 is a good thing. You do not need to stop early at 50, 55 hours and do a reset because you're getting low. That is not the optimal process for this. And ask your dispatcher, or like I said, safety, your pod lead, anyone to help plan you to avoid those midweek resets. And this is where being very intentional pays off, literally. We're not just moving freight, we're building a career, and part of that is owning your time and maximizing your opportunity. I believe in working smarter, not harder, and this is a smart way to keep your wheels turning and your paycheck strong. So let's stay productive, stay focused, and not let a midweek restart steal your momentum. Thanks for listening, and as always, drive safe, stay strong, and keep trucking personal.
Join us on this episode of Keep Trucking Personal. We appreciate you taking the time to explore the heart and soul of Kivi Brothers Trucking with us. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review to let us know your thoughts. Tune in next time as we continue our journey together, diving deeper into what makes us a community, a catalyst for positive change, and a home for those who aspire to be part of something truly extraordinary. Until then, keep trucking. And we'll catch you on the next episode.